Listen up, because what you're about to hear is something many people keep avoiding, even though it's been happening right in front of everyone's eyes for years. This is not random fandom drama. This is not coincidence. This is a repeated pattern of manipulative tactics and calculated schemes used to make Jimin look bad. And the root of it all is simple: jealousy over how close Jungkook is to Jimin. Every single time Jimin and Jungkook show natural closeness, the noise starts. It doesn't matter if it's on stage, backstage, during interviews, or in moments that clearly weren't meant to be highlighted. As soon as that bond becomes visible, certain fans panic. And instead of accepting reality, they begin twisting it. The first thing to understand is that this behavior didn't appear overnight. It has been building slowly, following the same formula. Step 1 is denial. When denial fails, step 2 is distortion. And when distortion still isn't enough, step 3 is character assassination. Jimin becomes the target because he represents what can't be controlled or rewritten: Jungkook's comfort and emotional safety. The manipulative tactics usually start small. A clip is cropped, a moment is frozen, a screenshot is taken at the worst possible angle. The full video is ignored. The tone of voice before and after is erased. Then, a confident caption is added, suggesting something that never actually happened, and suddenly, a harmless interaction becomes evidence. This is how misinformation is manufactured, not through facts, but through repetition. Once the same edited moment is reposted again and again, people stop questioning it. They assume it must be true because they've seen it so many times. That's how calculated smear tactics work in online spaces. One of the most common lies pushed through these narratives is that Jimin is somehow forcing himself into Jungkook's space. This claim falls apart the moment you actually observe Jungkook's behavior. Jungkook initiates contact, Jungkook follows Jimin, Jungkook mirrors his movements, Jungkook smiles freely around him. None of that comes from pressure. People don't act relaxed when they're uncomfortable. But acknowledging that would mean admitting that Jungkook is choosing Jimin on his own, and that's exactly what some people refuse to accept. So instead, they strip Jungkook of his agency. They portray him as passive, confused, or controlled. This narrative doesn't protect Jungkook, it insults him. A grown man who has spent his life under public scrutiny does not suddenly lose his ability to decide who he feels close to. Pretending otherwise is not concern, it's denial disguised as care. Another manipulative tactic is fake moral superiority. Suddenly, words like boundaries and professionalism are thrown around, but only when Jimin is involved. When Jungkook initiates affection with Jimin, that same concern disappears. When Jungkook chooses to sit next to Jimin, lean toward him, or seek him out, silence follows. This selective outrage exposes the real motivation behind it. Jealousy is uncomfortable to admit, so it often hides behind analysis. People overanalyze facial expressions, they psychoanalyze silence, they invent hidden meanings where none exist. All of this effort is spent trying to prove something that reality keeps disproving. Jimin and Jungkook share emotional intimacy, not the kind that needs explanation or justification, but the kind that shows up naturally in body language, trust, and mutual understanding. That kind of connection can't be forced, and it definitely can't be faked consistently over years. That's why the attacks intensify whenever their closeness becomes more visible. The timing is never random. When Jimin receives praise, attention, or public affection from Jungkook, negative narratives spike. That reaction alone tells you everything you need to know about the source of the hostility. Another strategy used in these calculated schemes is rewriting the past. Old moments are rebranded to fit new agendas. Smiles are called fake. Laughter is dismissed as acting. Quiet moments are labeled as tension. Growth is reframed as distance. Anything that doesn't fit the desired storyline is reinterpreted until it does. This kind of narrative manipulation requires ignoring years of consistency. It requires pretending that patterns don't matter. But patterns are exactly what expose the truth. Jungkook repeatedly gravitates towards Jimin, especially in unguarded moments. That consistency is impossible to fabricate. Jimin also challenges certain expectations that make people uncomfortable. He's expressive, affectionate, emotionally open, and confident in who he is. For some fans, especially those clinging to rigid ideas of masculinity, that becomes a problem. Instead of confronting their own bias, they project it onto Jimin and frame him as excessive or inappropriate. That projection turns into resentment, and resentment looks for validation. So posts are created, threads are written, clips are edited, all designed to confirm what they already want to believe. What often gets overlooked is how the group itself behaves. BTS members are not passive observers of each other's actions. If Jimin were crossing boundaries or causing discomfort, it would show in group dynamics. Instead, what we see is trust, warmth, and protection. Jungkook consistently looks at ease around Jimin, not guarded or tense. People forget that real discomfort shows itself quickly. It doesn't hide for years. It doesn't selectively appear only in fan-edited clips. It manifests clearly. And that has never been the case here. Another dangerous part of these smear tactics is how easily new fans can be influenced. Someone unfamiliar with the full context may see a dramatic caption and assume it's true. That's how lies spread faster than facts, not because they're convincing, but because they're packaged confidently. This is why pushing back matters, not to create more division, but to stop the normalization of targeted harassment. Enjoying a dynamic does not give anyone the right to tear down a real person. Preference is not permission to harm. Jimin has never publicly disrespected Jungkook. He's never spoken over him, controlled him, or isolated him. Everything visible between them points to mutual respect and choice. To believe otherwise requires ignoring reality on purpose. The truth doesn't need editing, it doesn't need captions, it doesn't need manipulation. It exists in full videos, consistent behavior, and unguarded moments. The more people try to twist it, the more obvious the manipulation becomes. And this cycle keeps repeating not because it works, but because insecurity refuses to let go. So let's be clear about where this all ends. When you remove the manipulative edits, the calculated captions, and the fake concern, the conclusion is unavoidable. Jungkook is not being pushed. He is not being controlled. He is not being trapped in a dynamic he doesn't want. He is choosing where he feels comfortable. And that choice consistently includes Jimin. The continued attempts to smear Jimin are not based on evidence, they are based on jealousy and fear of losing a narrative that no longer matches reality. Repeating a lie does not make it true, and dressing insecurity as concern does not turn it into care. All it does is expose the intention behind it. Fans need to remember that BTS are real people, not characters created to satisfy personal fantasies. Jimin does not exist to be a placeholder in someone else's storyline. Jungkook does not lose his voice just because his choices make certain fans uncomfortable. Respecting BTS means respecting their autonomy, even when it challenges personal preferences. This is the moment for accountability in fandom spaces. Stop spreading edited clips. Stop sharing out-of-context screenshots. Stop amplifying narratives designed to harm someone's image. If you truly support Jungkook, respect his choices. If you claim to care about BTS, protect all members equally. If you're a Jikook fan, stand your ground without becoming toxic. Speak up when you see misinformation. Ask for full context. Correct lies with facts, not insults. Support Jimin without attacking others, and defend Jungkook by honoring his agency. If this message reflects what you've been noticing all along, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Talk about it. Leave a comment. Let people know that manipulation and jealousy don't get to control the narrative anymore. Like the video, engage with the discussion, and help push fandom culture towards something healthier and more honest. Because real support doesn't require tearing someone down. Real love doesn't erase someone's choices. And real fans don't need to lie to protect what's true.